Hi everyone, so first video review for this week is for The One to Hold Your Hand by Erica Lee. If you want to check out my review, I've just posted that, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there is a link within the post. And this, like I said, is the video review. So The One to Hold Your Hand by Erica Lee was a very emotional read. Reese's life is nothing but a roller coaster. That's like the only way to describe it. And then she meets Bet, and Bet becomes a real catalyst in that roller coaster lifestyle. So Reese's twin sister is battling cancer, and whilst that's going on, her relationship with Bet goes from sort of childhood friendship to something more, but it's not without the drama that would come with it. So Bet then loses her father, and Reese and Bet are sort of thrown back together and have to face all they went through together in the past, and then all they went through alone as well. So there's a lot of emotion going on in the story. Like I said, it's very emotional, but it's kind of a bittersweet story, if you like. It's got a lovely sentiment running throughout it, and that sentiment is there for every emotional moment, and it's really lovely. It's just a really lovely thing to have underpinning some of these really hard times in both Bet and Reese's life, and I absolutely love that, and it just underpins the story. But Reese and Bet's story, it's such an emotional roller coaster. Like I said, it pretty much is following the entirety of their lives, and they've been through so much, both together. They've experienced things, and then alone as well, which is really sort of, that's had the effect on them, and it's cemented their actions and thoughts and feelings. It's been that catalyst. Like I said, it's really driven them. So I loved watching them grow as characters and how their relationship changed, because we are literally talking about going from childhood friends, like little innocent kids that meet, to all those really sort of intense teenage years, where everything's crazy, to like early adulthood. And it's quite a long timeline to be in the book, but you could just see them developing, and it was great. It was absolutely great to see that, where they started and where they ended up. And when they started to discover that bond went beyond friendship, it was just really lovely, because in life this happens. People are very close. They can be very close when they're young. They can break apart and not be close again, and then be close again later in life. It's funny what fate has in store for you, and how destiny shapes everything, and how it's sort of just written that this person will be in and out of your life and things like that. So I absolutely loved that element of the story, and together they were just so sweet. Reese was so strong, but I admire Bet. Literally the moment we met her, she was confident as a child, and she was the type of person that if you're in Reese's position, or you're Reese, that you're just the type of person, Bet's just the type of person that you really want around. You just need someone like that. You need somebody to be there with you, and just be that really kind person who reaches out and is just there for another person, even though they don't really know them yet. I absolutely love that. It's a really selfless thing that Bet had going on throughout the story. And what I loved again was how Erica really realistically captured these stages of their lives. So Bet and Reese, they were going through so much stuff, that change from being childhood friends to really confusing teenage years to their early adulthood, and they were trying to find their place in the world, and they were doing it together and alone. And as I said, like, I just love the way Erica really realistically captured what you would be going through. They both suffered loss at different times, and it factored into a lot of things, but you could really feel all these emotions they were going through and expressing at the different stages in their life, because you do perceive things differently, and you do have different reactions depending on your age, and there's so much going on between being a child and being an adult. It's a really strange time for your hormones and everything, so they were having to deal with all that on top of being confused about who they were and what their place was and what was happening and why things happened, and all sorts of things going on. So it's, like I said, really, really emotional, and it really sort of tugged at heartstrings. But I really highly recommend it. It's sweet and it's emotional, and I really couldn't put it down. I was really sort of invested, despite the heavy subject matter of obviously Reese's sister. it was just really lovely, and it stressed the importance of having treasured friends and relationships, because they have a big impact on your life. And I love that Erica included that in the story as well. So like I say, I highly recommend it. I will pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of The One to Hold Your Hand by Erica Lee, which I hope you will. If you've read The One to Hold Your Hand, I would love to hear your thoughts, so please comment below. Please let me know what you thought of the story. And if you haven't read it yet, but it's on your to be read list, you're planning to read it, or you're now really intrigued and thinking, I want to read that story, again, it would be great to hear from you. So please comment below, please let us know what you're reading. And if you do read it, I hope you enjoy it. Bye.